so I got the SL. Haven't driven it in a while. Fired right up, thank God. I'm gonna take the top off of it and kind of exercise the system, because I think the last time was maybe last summer I had the top off. I don't drive this car that much. There always seems to be another car behind it, and it's too much of a hassle for me to move everything around. But it's clear today, so yeah, I've got the strap and the Harbor Freight like a winch, yeah, winch. So this is 500 SL, almost 40,000 miles, 1991, M119 big V8. It's pretty stock, other than a change of stereo because I had to. The old one kept blowing fuses. I don't know if it was the radio head or the amp that I believe is under the passenger footwell there. The radio part with the antenna and everything, there's parts there. There's a head unit, and then there's the amp. One of them was causing it, and at the time I didn't feel like messing with it. Plus I had a free stereo that came with this toolbox. It was a Pioneer. I took the stereo out, took the speakers out. Still has original speakers, and I spent, I don't know, $300 or $400 and bought a bass. I don't know, I think it's a 10-inch bass speaker with a, I don't know, 350 watt amplifier in the back. That was a fun install, but trying to figure out where all the wiring is gone. You guys with these older ones and newer ones try to figure out the wiring on these things when there's really no schematics available. If they are, maybe the dealer has them, but I managed to figure it out. Anyways, yeah, so I'm just kind of letting it warm up, getting all those nice fumes in here for me to inhale. And it's been raining here for like a month. It's gonna rain again next week. We're in Southern California, highly unusual. We've got 11 inches of rain in a month, which is crazy. Usually we get like 2 to 4 inches a year. So anyways, yeah, I'm gonna pull the top off and suspend it. Yeah, so if you just got one of these and you're looking through the internet trying to figure out what to do with the thing and the top and everything, it's basically a hydraulic electronic system, if that makes any sense. So what you got to think about it when you're troubleshooting these tops is there's a hydraulic side of it where it's got big pistons. I think this one's got 12 of them. Some of them are big, some of them are small, about that big. Some of them are like, you know, big. And those are responsible for moving the top through the pump under spare tire. I think it's under the spare tire. There's a pump there. You can always change that fluid out. I did, even though it had low mileage. Oh my God. Carbon monoxide. Yeah, so that hydraulic system, you can develop leaks through the seals. There's, I think there's two on this header for this part here. But you can develop hydraulic leaks because of the seals are kind of like O-rings that keeps all that fluid in there. They just deteriorate, the original Mercedes ones at least. There's aftermarket ones you can buy and try to do it yourself. You can really damage those pistons if you scratch them in any way, because then you'll get a leak where along the scratch is. So there's a place in Oregon, Klaus, at Top Hydraulics in Oregon, and he rebuilds them, and he invented or puts in kind of a special, I think they're silicone seals that don't deteriorate like the Mercedes ones. So I did it myself. I took it all apart. Not real bad. It's about it's a good 10 hours to get them out and about 10 hours to get them in. If you did it every day for a living, and probably you go through it in 5 hours having it in and out. But yeah, it's time consuming because you have to take this whole back apart in the trunk. You got to pull everything out of the trunk to get to certain of those cylinders. And they usually leak. They'll start leaking. You'll get like drips here right on your lap when you try to use the top, or you'll get leaks. I think it's in front of the rear tires. In front of the rear tires on either side, you'll get leaks there and some other spots, but those are the two most common ones. You'll get a leak, you know. You go, great, I got the thing to work, and now it's leaking all over the place. So there's that part. Mercedes probably charge you, oh my gosh, if you took it to a dealer, I'm sure they'd charge you between $5,000 and $8,000 to do the job, because it's just time consuming, and their labor rates, you know, it's a Mercedes dealer. So there's the hydraulic part of it, right? And then the other part of it is these little switches called limit switches, micro switches. They're real small. They have a wire, I think 1 or 2 wires on them. And then they have this little, you know, catch that goes up and down, up and down, up and down. And that, when the top goes down, it presses down on that little switch, boot, and goes down, and it sends a signal to a controller module that's located back here. Has multiple inputs on it. And it tells the system to move forwards. There's this is a 91, so the updated R129s might be a little bit different, but they're basically the same from what I hear. These drop all the way down, but they drop all the way down, and when they get all the way down, part of that window, the bottom of it, will trigger one of those micro switches on both sides, and it'll tell the system move forward. That means, you know, open all this, the back part, tonneau cover opening, all these different steps. If you go to Top Hydraulics in Oregon, on their website, they'll have a layout of these cars and where all the switches are, and I think all the hydraulic cylinders are, so you can take it apart. And being a 91, you can also read codes. You probably can on the later ones too, but I think they have a little bit of a different system, a little more complicated. This is a real simple car. There's not a whole lot of computers or anything in it, you know, that can confuse you. This one though, it'll when I got it, nothing worked. I changed the fluid in the pump, and you know, you can open it manually. It's kind of a pain in the butt. You can research that, but you can open these manually and close them manually, but they're heavy, and you run the chance of twisting some of the mechanisms, you know, because it's so heavy, unless you got 2 people helping you. But by yourself, you know. But yeah, I ran the codes. You can look at some of my past videos on this car. I forget what it's called. You'll look at it under the R129 section. I have also the 124. A lot of fixes on that car, because that car has got 150,000 miles, and a lot of things, you know, need to be replaced. And both of these that's a 92, this is a 91. You know, these are old cars. They're modern classics, but they still, you know, things break just due to age. So yeah, so there's electrical systems. So I found, I got the codes. You write them down. It blinks codes through this top switch right here. And then you write how many times it blinks, and then you look up that number. Oh, it's 17, and you look it up, and you'll find it on the internet. It's all over the place. And it said that there was a fault with one of the Windows switches. I didn't know which one. So luckily, I took the driver's side apart and found the switch, and the bracket that it was on was bent just a little bit. And also the boot on it. These micro switches have this little silicone boot, and over the years, you know, if the previous owner, like the one here, he had never had the top off. He had never taken it off in, I don't know, 25 years or whatever. Well, those silicone boots, if they're in pressed down like this for 10 years or whatever, they kind of stay there and they don't allow that little micro switch to go up and down, up and down, up and down. So I just took the door panel off. I took the switch out, and I saw the problems that the boots were collapsed like that. And I go, oh crap, where am I going to get one of these things? So I just massaged it like that, and it came back to life. And then I found another one, I don't know, somewhere in the back. It was doing the same thing. So, you know, so I clear the codes for the window. The top works halfway. It goes up like this and then just stops. Like, oh, what's that? So I read the codes, and it pointed that there was another, you know, the communication electronic part of it was not sending the signal to the controller for it to move forward. So you can, anyways, that's some of my explanation. But the way that I turn it on, and I'm going to hope that this works. Forward is closing, and pull it back. And let's see, I think the fronts should unlatch first. Nothing. No.
Uh-oh.
You can hear the back ones go. So see, the front ones aren't working. See what happens? If you don't use these regularly, things happen. So what I'm probably going to do is get my handy dandy tool. Is it in here? One of these things. If your car should have come with one, if not, there's the part number. God, can you read it? Let's see. Come on. That's it right there. And I think that's 10 is for 10 millimeter. This is for the back, the two back locks. There's a pin here, pin there, pin on both sides, big pins like that. And you can stick this into the mechanism from the back and open it and close it, and it'll be locking and unlocking it. So sometimes if you do that, that'll work. So hopefully this one here should work. I'm gonna try it. Yeah, you can see it right there. That Allen goes into there, and it kind of just, when you're turning this thing, it kind of takes this weird looking hook lock, opens it and closes it like that, and there's a micro switch in there. And if that one is not working right, so what I do usually, let's see. Oh yeah, okay, now it's gonna work. See, I just barely tightened this. Oh, okay, there. Yeah, you see that? They open up with a bang. So there, this one might not have been all the way latched. So you can try either side. Try unlocking it. Okay. And then locking it. You hear a click and it locks. There. Okay. And don't kill me. You can see, so it's unlocked here. You can pull up on either side. The back ones are up. Yeah. The back ones are up. So I think it was just that one side that got everything going. But you can always try that, you know. And if it's not one of these that's not, you know, when I first started it, it wasn't doing anything. Right? It could be one of these over here. Let's look in the junk room here. I put so much stuff in here, I can't believe it. But yeah, in here, you'll see this kind of a fork looking thing on either side. And that's where you put that 10 millimeter part of it like that. And down locks it, up unlocks it. You try doing both sides, just kind of just playing, with it. Get something to get one of those micro switches to send a signal. All right. So now I'm going to put the lovely strap on here and hope it doesn't break. See, I got a handheld here, so it's basically a one-man operation, which makes it real convenient. And it's just got these straps now. I don't know if you can still get these. Just, research soft top or hard top products. I think Jeep might have something like this. I know that one company that I bought this from, they went out of business. It wasn't expensive, that part. I think that was like $56 for the straps that I bought used on, maybe it was Craigslist. Yeah. That like that. I like to put it right along the window here where most of the weight, the balance is like right there. Systems work pretty good. The only bad part is these plastic things can break. I've had to replace a few of them. I should have replaced them with metal ones. Idiot. I got them on Amazon. They were cheap. They did have metal ones, but they were more expensive. I go, yeah, I'm just going to get the plastic ones. But I should have got the metal ones so that they don't break loose on you. They break right here, and the top could go psh, like that. But if you find one of these, there's different ways of doing it, I think in the beginning it was just asking my son, "Hey, could you help me take this top off?" "Oh, I don't want to." Again. But for me, I kind of get it like in the middle. It'll probably go like boop, boop, like that. And I really triple check everything. Yeah. I make sure I triple check everything. Make sure it's not in a, that looks pretty darn good to me. What I'd also like to do is I'll pull up the back and I'll put towels right there, just in case this thing decides to go, and then those pins start scratching your paint. So I'm gonna go look for some towels. All right. Well, it's doing pretty good. Ready to go up. See, it's a little bit of a really hard to get it perfect, but that's okay. What I'm gonna do today is just take it and drive it around, exercise, move all the fluids. I feel really guilty I don't drive it enough, but when I first got it, I did every day. I was like, but, other priorities in life, like my wife and all this other stuff. So it's really a clean car. Not a whole lot of videos on this anymore because I fixed everything, I think the next fix on this I really want to do, it'll be the second time in 13 years of ownership, is hood pad. I already put one on there, and they disintegrate. They're foam. They're, they all do it, and it just kills me, in Ben's world, they go, well, it's a maintenance item, John. You do it every 5 years. I go, that's bull crap, That car's got the original one, and it's just as old as this, and it's in good shape. It's more of a fiber pad. So, but on these, they used, I think it's open cell foam, and it's like this thick. And from the heat of the engine, it deteriorates. It's there to quiet, make it quieter, but also to protect the paint job from the extreme heat under there. I would like to go original, but I would also like it something to last, because every 5 years, this one, it's about there's patches of it. I just cut it out that just start hanging, and they're all, so I'll do that. I'm going to search for some kind of fiber material. If I could get it to where it's kind of like a dark, like a black or a brown color, that'd be really cool. I don't like a silvery looking thing. It looks real cheap. You can buy that stuff. It's just a, some kind of a matte. And then I'd like to redo the headliner. I did that once. You can see it's the glue let go. Pain in the butt, huh? I just went to Joann's Fabric and bought, I don't know, I think $30 worth of this fabric material in gray. The original one was gray. And it was a lot of work. There's a fiber, like a board under there. And you have to take the old glue. It's just like contact cement, that yellow contact cement. And you have to get all of that off at this kind of weird fiber board. You have to get all of that off or the new stuff doesn't stick. So this time I'm gonna get it all off. I got a really nice drill brushes from Amazon that I'll be able to get it really clean. Go buy some more material, and this is foam backed. What happens is these headliner foam back. It's the foam. I think it's just the foam that starts to deteriorate, What is it with deal with foam in cars? Foam, failure. Okay. All right, I'm gonna pull it up, drive off, secure it up here with my earthquake ropes. What I did is I put these really nasty, well, they were from a sailboat my dad used to have. I put these and loop them around just in case this thing lets loose, the ropes will catch this. Or if there's an earthquake, or when the breeze kicks up here, if I don't have ropes on it going around like that, the top will start doing this. Can't have that, okay? So, all right. So I guess about this point, I'm just gonna drive off. And then I'll raise it the rest of the way, just in case it decides it wants to fall. It's just, can you believe owners had to go through this? Go spend $100,000 on a Mercedes convertible, and you have to, do this kind of stuff. Keep. Yeah. See, I don't really tighten this thing. If this decided to let loose, this would probably just kind of let it, go down real easy. And now I don't have a roof. Could you imagine being an owner of one of these back in 1991? How do I take the top off? Is it all automatic? Oh, yeah, sure. You just take it home. It's easy. Women can do it. There's a real old YouTube video. If you search, I think it was on a 1990 model or 91. It shows the husband and wife, and they just leisurely pick it up. And I mean, it's 73 pounds, but it's just big. It's like a monolith, you know? I mean, look at the size of this thing. It's like just a big, giant thing with a piece of glass in it. Now they're all automatic, right? They still have issues. And Top Hydraulics does a lot of the modern, newer Mercedes ones too, you know. Okay, then I have a wind deflector. Then you got a roll bar right here. I think I'll take this thing and maybe turn it around. Yes, it's great. It's not a sunny day. It's nice and warm. It was colder than hell and raining for a long time. Yeah, then it's got a roll bar switch right here. And you can press it and it's got really big hydraulic cylinders for that thing. Thing's supposed to deploy like with, I don't know, a nanosecond or something if it feels the car is going at an angle like this. Sometimes they just go by themselves, I've heard. When it scares the crap out of you because it just comes up with a bang. I was trying to get my wife to go for a drive, but she's kind of disabled. She had back surgery and it's really hard to get her out of the house and do anything anymore. See a little bit of fluid right there. I wonder what that is. And I just park under it like that. You know, during the summer, I'll take the top down and put it on a cart and wheel it into there. Because you end up hitting your head on it. You know, what is that? What is that? It's not fuel. It's probably just condensation, right? Fingers crossed. I did replace both fuel pumps and filter. Still works good. And a accumulator from Euro Parts. It's fine. You hear it start, runs great. And the tires look okay. Tires are old. God, they're like 10 years old. There's no cracks in them or anything, you know. I mean, they're the tires I put on it when I bought it. Oh, like $800 worth of, what are they, Yokohamas or something? Yeah, they're Yokohamas. But it's kind of a climate-controlled garage here, you know, so everything stays nice. There's, you know, heater, air conditioner. It's kind of like my, my man cave art studio. I do art like that. In fact, most all the repairs I did on this alternator, distributor caps, spark plugs, this, that, I funded it all through doing art, you know, and selling it on eBay. All the repairs on this thing. It's crazy. So if there's a will, there's a way. All right, so I'm gonna go for a little drive in a while. I gotta make some lunch. Alrighty. It's always good to have one of these things. Found that on Amazon. I don't know, $15-20, but it'll help you if you have electrical problems, something that's drawing the system. That's pretty much how I figured out how to fix it. I had a intermittent where the car would just die, and then restart. I had two problems. One of them, there was also at the same time a battery drain. For 4 days, and the battery beep, even if it was a replaced battery that I replaced. So it ended up being a alternator defective diode, or just a bad diode. In the alternator itself, there's a bunch of diodes in there. You got a voltage regulator with brushes that wear out. You can replace those really cheaply. Just replace a whole voltage regulator, like $25 or something, or $350 for a complete alternator. And I was sick and tired of the problem. I said I don't want to mess with it, putting going through all of it. And so I just got a whole new alternator that fixed the parasitic drain, but it did not fix this weird dying issue. Like every 3 weeks it would just die driving, and it would just die. I couldn't figure it out. Car had like 36,000 miles on it. And then it went down to the shopping center. My son and I were in the car, and we went over a speed bump, and it died. I rolled it, we pushed it right into a parking spot. And I was trying to start it, and it was nothing. It wasn't cranking. It was just the lights had come on and no crank, no starter. And I had said, holy crap. So I said, all right, let's call a tow truck. It's like a block away from home. I was pissed. I mean, while I was waiting for the tow truck, I lifted the thing, and I was looking at all the fuses and stuff, and some drunk guy walks up with a drink. I got one of these with an Oldsmobile engine. I'm like, get away from me. Just some drunk homeless dude. That's good. Okay, so I get back in here, and I take the key, and I take it in and out and jiggle it like that. The thing starts up. And I just drove home, canceled the tow truck. So it was the ignition switch that went bad. There's little copper contacts, a whole bunch of little fingers in there with copper contacts. And it looked brand new to me when I took it apart, but I managed to replace it. Gotta be real careful. There's a anti-lock mechanism in here. The car senses if anybody's messing with this, it'll trigger a lock that'll just lock the steering wheel, and the only way to unlock it, even at the dealer, is to get under there with a hacksaw type thing and cut this device off the steering column. And you don't want to trigger that. And I figured out how to do it and stuff. And it was about $100 for a brand new one of those. And that was, oh my God, what, 3 years ago? Maybe 3 years ago. And it's been good ever since. So, yeah, there's a cat over there. All right. Oh yeah, well, I'm in here right now. I want to try the top. Take the roll bar down, just in case I go for a drive and I have to stop and the top doesn't work. It can be embarrassing. Okay, that opens up. You gotta test everything. You gotta exercise. Okay. Oh, good. Perfect. Yeah, it's working. Oh, yeah. Oh, sweet. All right. See, it's happy. You have to kind of just, use it or lose it, right? I really need to drive it some more, though. I'm surprised the gas wasn't so expensive. This thing they really don't get very good gas mileage around town. Yeah, I'm at 30. Yeah, okay, almost 39,000. Okay, good. I'll probably sell it once I get close to 40,000. I don't know. I just don't drive it very much. I'll definitely miss it, but I'm the kind of person where I get a project car or a car, you know, one of these older cars, and I fixed everything on it. And then I get bored with it, and I want to get another car that's a project car that it's kind of like a, you know, like a hobby. Blow the cobwebs out of this thing. Should be running fine. Voltage is good, temperature's good. Nice outside. It's 74 degrees in the end of February. One got my groceries. Nice blue sky, open air. Really should take this out on a highway sometime. And that's how I put the top back on. Not too bad. Like 10 minutes. At least doing it by yourself. So anyways, that's my system. It's nice and cloudy now. I think it's gonna rain in a couple, and maybe tomorrow. So I'll just wait till springtime. Wait another month, maybe 2 months, and take the top off again. But I mean, it can be done, and if you buy one of these, that's how I do it. All right, John, I'll talk to you later.